had bad experiences, and I know that that puts everybody on edge. I understand that completely. Um, but since the beginning, I have been, um, I've had a vision. My vision is to bring this all into a completely compliant model that is sustainable. When I got started as a consultant, I quickly saw that there was a lot of work to do. There was definitely some holes we needed to fix. There was definitely things that we needed to do at the corporate level to make sure that we have a strong company. And so behind the scenes, I've been working on building something really, really amazing for you guys. And I'm going to actually preview it today. It's not completed yet, but we are getting very, very close. And I can just share with you guys what we do have coming in the future. But with that being said, let's talk about the right now, because the right now is what everybody is, obviously most concerned about. Um, okay, there is no great way of saying this, and just to be completely transparent with everybody, I'm just going to explain kind of what's happened um in a short amount of time. So as you guys know, the crypto markets have been absolutely uh down, has been going into a bear market for sure. I do think, now I'm just predicting, but I do think we're in for a big pump here coming up soon. And if that's the case, that's going to be great news for us. But, the bot does obviously operate in both markets, although it, in terms of, liquidity, when the liquidity leaves the market, that's going to slow down the performance of the bots, which we did see that as well. But also, the biggest issue that we faced was with our compensation plan. And I have been saying since day one that it is problematic and it's something that is going to have to be remedied in the future, which is why I've been building a membership based platform for us so that we could all safely migrate to a compliant compensation plan that is sustainable and based on product orders. That's been my mission since day one. I know it's not necessarily what everybody is excited about. Our compensation plan is very exciting, but it's also not sustainable. I'd rather have a boring compensation plan that lasts 20 years, 30 years than an exciting one that doesn't sustain. And that is, the reality of the situation. So the good news, I guess, is many of us have been getting paid very well for the last 6 months or so. And we know that because we've been overpaying in many ways. I know there have been issues, in terms of customer support and getting things resolved. On that front, we have added 2 more agents to the team who are in training right now to help, speed up requests and things like that. But to be honest, you guys, I came into this picture, in April, like I said, as a consultant, became CEO in July, and I took all of this, on my shoulders and on my plate to figure out. And, I knew that there was going to be challenges. I knew that I wasn't going to get, a free pass to $1 billion, and it wasn't going to be easy. I knew that going into this. Um, but I also thought we'd have a little more time before we'd have to pause anything, right? Um, so the bad news is we do have to pause our legacy bot right now. So, and the reason is because uh, we took a massive hit as a company during the crash, and just to be quite frank and honest with you guys. And so we don't have a lot of options right now, but we are still trying to figure out other options in terms of what we can do to support the community in the next 30 to 60 days. So, with that being said, like I said, I'm still working with our team in terms of what can be done, but as of right now, the reality is we have to put everything on hold with the legacy bot for 60 days. This is a temporary hold. It's not a forever hold. Um, Someone asked in the chat, are we cooked? No, we are not cooked. We're not cooked, but we do have to pause things so that we can rebuild obviously the accounts and also set the compensation plan right so that people actually get paid the true amount that they need to get paid and not more and not less, right? So that's really important. What I've built for you guys is a standard compensation plan that you'll see in the network marketing industry. So those of you that have been in this industry will be very familiar with the type of plan that we have moving forward. One thing I want to say on the NFTs, real quickly. So the NFT bots is a completely different technology, and I didn't invent it, of course, so I am not going to be the one that's going to speak to it. And I know that we canceled a couple calls because originally the founders wanted me to present it, and I'm like, I am not the right person to present this. And I'm just being completely honest. You guys are probably way smarter than I am in terms of the technology side of how bots work and operate. I have a technology team for that, and that's going to be the team that is going to be doing the call sometime this week, next week at the latest, but hopefully by the end of this week, we will put a call out from the creators of the NFT bot program so that you guys can get a really clear understanding how it works and all of that. Some of the questions I got was, can we move the capital from the legacy bot to the NFT? I said that as well. I brought that to our founders' attentions as well. They said that that would not be possible at this time, not for 60 days. After 60 days, yes, we can do that. But at the moment, it's not feasible. So um, I am, just right now we're working around the clock. My team is working 17 to 20 hours a day, like insane, trying to get everything wrapped up. Most company owners don't join a company that already exists and come and fix problems and try to patch holes. And most company owners get to start from the beginning and, build the foundation before they launch. I came in the middle of everything and am still trying to build everything from scratch. So, um, one thing I do want to leave you guys with, though, that is promising is my technology team has been working on an arbitrage bot as well, but with different technology surrounding it. And we could call that a 2.0, I guess. But the difference is going to be that it would be a self-custody wallet type of bot. So it'd be an API integration into our technology, which means the user will have access to their funds at all times. So there's no questions on anything. Just like if you guys did buy the NFTs, you understand that when you go through OpenSea and you connect your wallet, like a trust wallet or whatever, it's right there. So we're working on similar technology for that, and that should be ready within the next 60 to 90 days if everything goes, smoothly. Right now it's being tested, it's working, but we have a few things to finish up in terms of the self-custody side and obviously the payment side. So that is forthcoming, and that would be a compliant, technology for the United States. Speaking of United States, I do want to say that we will not be accepting any more US customers into our company, just for the time being in terms of the legacy bot. Now, if US users want to come join our membership, that's completely fine. Compliant, that's all great. They can use all the tools, the, scanners, the community platform. They can use everything that we've built, no problem, and even the self-custody bot in the future. But in terms of the legacy bot, we are not going to be putting any more US people in there. In terms of the people that are currently in there in the United States, we are working on a transition plan, obviously, to get everybody out safely and whole, not just for the US, but, that is the plan. So if your, funds are in there, then the goal is to safely, come off of that technology and move it to another compliant technology for the States. So, um, I have said from the beginning, that my mission is to be a compliant company. And sometimes that is not fun to hear. I understand that. Like, it's much more exciting to be a non-compliant company. Trust me, when I sold hemp, it was way more fun and interesting to be non-compliant than to be compliant. I loved what I thought I was telling people the truth. The government saw it as making medical claims, right? So we have to obviously work within the regulatory framework that we are in currently. And so that really kind of divides our company into United States, North America, Canada, and also everybody else. And in terms of that, we have to do what we have to do to remain compliant and also to make sure that everybody's protected and moving forward. So this is what I just want to say is a temporary setback. And it is absolutely the most horrendous timing, obviously, going straight into the holidays. I was not expecting this, for sure. I mean, had I known that things were so dire, then I would have let you guys know much sooner, for sure. But I was not, aware of that until recently. So that's why we made the announcements and everything. Um, Now, with that being said, I encourage your suggestions. I love that we have such a tight community and that you guys are thinking of ways on how to fix things as well, which I love. I see your guys' comments, can we have the option to withdraw even at a 50% penalty? I'm going to bring every suggestion that we have to the team and see what is feasible and what is not feasible. I have not lost hope on that. But like I said, this is just the reality of where we're at right now. So I am hopeful for the future ahead. And with that being said, I do want to showcase, I guess, what I've been working on with my team. Have an amazing world-class team that I work with that I'm very extremely proud of. We have probably the best, CTO, I think, in all of network marketing on our side. And he's going to war for everybody right now, and I hope you guys can appreciate that given the circumstances. So I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can just get a quick preview. Now, the goal with this is to give you guys access to this platform over the next 2 weeks. Not everything will be 100% complete, but I think at this stage, I don't think anybody cares if it's 100% complete. I think at this point, everybody just needs some hope for the future and a better understanding of the vision that we're building here together. So, like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to add it into the Q&A and I will answer it as we go along. Okay. Shannon said, is our capital safe? So your capital, when you first put it in, got deployed into the exchanges. So just so you know, it wasn't like just sitting there doing nothing. Like obviously the capital you put in, you put into crypto trading, right? So at this stage, it's not all 100% safe. I wouldn't say that. I think we took about a 40% hit because of the market decline, right? So that is why we are pausing everything so that we can rebuild, with our reserve funds that we have set aside. And that is why we have reserve funds is for this exact scenario and situation. I think had we been hit once, we would have been fine, but we got hit multiple times, unfortunately. And that's the reality, unfortunately, of cryptocurrency. It is extremely volatile. It's extremely unpredictable. Me as a trader, I have an 85% win rate. I lost three accounts back to back because of Bitcoin just doing the worst correction we've seen in a long time, right? So we all expected Bitcoin to keep going up, past to 125. It went to like 79. So, I mean, these are things we can't control. And so we told you guys pretty much up front, like, hey, we put 70% into trading, we put 30% into reserves, and that's, what we've been working with. So we're using our backup engines, to get this flight moving. And I hope you guys can understand that. So, um, yes. So next question, you put in a withdrawal since last Thursday, it's been canceled. Yes, all withdrawals are being canceled just now. Obviously we have to put some time into trading with our new technology. Obviously I can't make any guarantees on the NFT technology, but we can say that it earns up to a certain amount. 1 to 2% is what it's currently doing. Again, I can't make any guarantees. Obviously, we're in crypto, there's no guarantees. I think everybody knows that going in, hence why we put disclaimers everywhere all the time. But I think I just want you guys to really know, honestly, that you do have a good team. And even though it's a challenging company, to run. We have a really, really good team that's behind the scenes, and we have an amazing team that has good intentions. I think that's the most important thing. Even our founders have, I talk to them every single day, and they're like, look, in this situation, they've been on the other side. They've been in the same seats that you guys have been in. They've been in this position where they have been in companies where something crazy happens and then boom, you just don't hear from the founders ever again, right? They've been on the other side of that. They've been burnt by companies too. They are one of us. And they do have good intentions, and they want to see this through. They're implementing the plans that we have put together right now so that we can, obviously rebuild and be much stronger in the future. The next thing I also want to say is so between the legacy bot, which unfortunately is tied to a compensation plan that eventually will become separate, right? Because we will not be able to sustain that type of compensation plan in the future, and not just for the US, but I don't foresee it sustaining for any market. Then it needs major corrections. Let's just put it like that. So that legacy bot, we have the NFT bot that's coming as of tomorrow. They're working on finalizing it. They should be pushing it live by midnight tonight. Okay. So you'll be able to see this in your back office, the NFT portal in the marketplace. From what I understand, and again, we're going to have a separate call for it, but from what I understand is you buy the NFT collection first, and then you're able to fund it. And that is a true asset that you actually own. So you can sell it in our marketplace. Um, but one thing I want to say though is if you fund it, then you won't be able to sell it while you're funding it because the bot's being used. You can only sell the NFTs that are not being used, right? If you haven't deployed it into the exchanges, you can sell it. So basically, if you buy two, you could have one that you resell in the marketplace. You can have one that you use for yourself. So I just want to make sure people know that. But again, there's a secondary call coming. And then the third bot, obviously, which will all be integrated into our back office coming soon would be the self-custody bot, which is a very, very exciting technology that honestly is not being done anywhere in this space. And we will literally be the first company that pioneers not only the technology, but um, to give full transparency to people in the future is the 100% mission. And so that you guys can have trust in not only me, but in the company and, everybody that's behind it as well. I'm going to just check a few more questions and then I'm going to share with the back office with you guys. Um, so Kevin asked, I can understand the capital being held for the next 60 days, but why can't the current profits accumulate in the ZDAF or referral be released? The reason is because what would happen is 60 days from now, everybody's wallet would be massive, right? And then that doesn't really help us get ahead, does it? Because now it would be all the back pay in addition to now turning it on and the future pay coming too. And so in order for us to really get ahead, we have to pause everything, for the time being so that we can stabilize, right? That's really the point, on why. So, Jose said, how do we get involved in NFT? Uh, Again, we're gonna have a follow-up call just for that. This was way more important to me to address and talk to you guys for sure, like before we went into all of that. But there will be a secondary call with the creators of it, who are way smarter than I am at this stuff. Okay, so Kaz, I think your name is Chima. Um, the bots are tested thoroughly. They are actually. So you're asking if the bots were tested thoroughly. Yes, they are. And honestly, it wasn't necessarily just because of the market performance, but also because of the compensation plan paying out. So I just want to just bring to your attention, if you've been with us from the beginning, you've probably more than doubled your money. You probably have already cleared your capital, right? Like if you've been with us over the last 6 months, you have probably done pretty well. And I know you guys probably think that the founders and the owners are sitting on top of this thing and we're just killing it. We're not actually. Like most of the money actually goes back to you guys. I hope you understand that. We have all the expenses, the overhead, the payroll, the everything that goes into it, the events, everything that goes into running a company is on our shoulders. And so, um, I know that that's the perception is that the owners are just, rolling it in and it's, easy street for us. It's not actually with this type of compensation plan that has triggered double commissions in many cases, because also, and some people have abused the system completely. Unfortunately, that's the sad part of this is we've had people come in fraudulently into the company and have multiple accounts stacking, therefore creating more issues. Now, again, I didn't create this, I came in the middle of this mess and am trying to organize it and fix it and make everything great. Like this is amazing technology. However, it's flawed, of course, um, because we're seeing that right now. So I am going to do every single thing I can in my power to write everything, right? Like that is the absolute goal. My mission is to protect every single person in this company, is to make sure you guys get everything that's in your wallets. Of course, that is the mission, and that is what we will be doing 60 days from now. And 60 days is like the worst case scenario. To be completely honest, the founders are like 30 to 60. So it is a good chance that it's much sooner than that. Um, but I just want to say, up to 60 days as a worst case scenario. So, like I said, we're still communicating with you guys. I'm not running for the hills. I'm not doing anything. I'm here and I'm talking to you guys directly so that you can hear it from the horse's mouth, so that you can understand that you're not in this alone. You do have a supportive team that's running behind you. And, I think that's very important for you guys to know. I'm just gonna keep going through some of these questions. Um, Christian asked basically about stop losses. Yes, there were stop losses, but the total value of the wallet itself declined by over 40% as 500 million plus was liquidated from the market itself. Okay. Those are numbers that are actually almost unheard of. I mean, crypto's crazy, but that's the reality of what's been happening in crypto. And it's not just our company that's impacted. Go look at all the other companies. Microchip, who is heavily invested in Bitcoin, they lost millions, if not billions of dollars recently. Like, it's not just us that's experiencing the pain of the crypto market, unfortunately. But we definitely didn't make it any better by having a compensation plan obviously attached to it. So that is, like I said, one thing that's being corrected in the future. Um, Let me answer some more questions. Jose says, if the US can't get involved anymore, are we to lose our accounts? We aren't going to terminate anybody's accounts that's in the US. No, that we are definitely not doing that. What we will do is just have a transition plan for you. If you're on a 180-day lock, we're not going to terminate anything, prematurely. You would just simply withdraw when your time is up. Um, okay. What's the difference between the legacy bot and the VIP bot? The legacy bot is the technology that supports all membership tiers in terms of starter to VIP. It's that same technology, it's just a different starting point. Another person asked, when will the bot start progressing again? Um, in the next 2 months, from now until up to 60 days. Okay. You want to know where the 60 days comes from? Because we take the total reserve capital that we have currently, and we can figure based on the performance of our other technologies what our returns will be, and predict what our returns will be. And that will give us the idea of when we can turn things back on safely and have everything run smoothly. Um, okay. So a lot of you guys are just asking the same questions over and over again. But again, I'm going to show you guys the back office so you guys can at least see what we've been working on for the last few months. One sec. Can you guys see my screen? So this is not 100%, we still have to load in obviously the database and everything like that. So don't judge it too harshly, but just know that we are getting very organized on our side. Um, we plan to migrate the data over to our system. This will also be the original ZIONIX website will be available also and integrated on this side as well. Okay. So it'll be a single sign-on. So you log into this back office and you'll have access to everything that you have access to now, right? So that'll be under this section. We have trading signals that we've developed. They are working and operational already right now. They're ready to go. We have push notifications that can go to Telegram, and we're working on having that also through our community hub as well. So this is really the heart of the company is obviously trading. I know some people are confused and they think that the heart of the company is a compensation plan. It's not. Okay, we are actually providing tools and education. That's the actual mission, here. So these are real life tools that you guys would have access to in our membership. Okay, we have developed scanners, we have crypto, and we have Forex coming as well. We want to get in the Forex side as well. It's a bit more stable than crypto. We love crypto, but it is also ridiculous at times. So we want to diversify, get into Forex as well. We have scanners. The scanners basically tell you when to buy, when to sell, and what currency. And there's a score that tells you the accuracy of it or how, you know, if, basically, yeah, the accuracy. And you can set your favorites. If there's hot opportunities, you can sort it by that. If you want to take bullish, signals, you can sort it by that. So that's all available and coming. Live trades, this isn't totally complete yet either, but we're working on it. We would have our live sessions obviously be coming through here as well. And just to show you, once we do our migration, there's no real data in here yet. We're still migrating, but you will be able to see the whole tree of your entire organization. If this guy had enrolled anybody, it would actually trickle all the way down into two areas, right? Your earnings is going to have a whole new, you know, way of seeing what you're paid exactly item like line by line. So there will be no ambiguity when it comes to earnings, in the future. You'll be able to sort it. You'll be able to get your, basically your statements here as well. Zstream is something that we've already built and developed. This will also be a single sign-on in the future. But if you haven't used this technology yet, it's basically presentation software that mimics live presentations. We are going to further develop this into a capture page system as well. So instead of it just showing, just a basic opt-in, it will have a capture page that will be basically a lead funnel that you can use. There'll be generic ones, and then we can customize some as well for the ZIONIX opportunity, or you can use it actually for anything if you want. But this is a capture page system that's going to be built into this, which I think is amazing. Amazing tool to have, because honestly, if you think about it, like the top networkers build these tools themselves. Almost no company is building tools for them. Like you can go to any network marketing company out there, they're not building affiliate tools. And if they are, they probably aren't working that great. Or there's a fee to use it, right? So we're putting all these, I mean, we have a fee on this as well, but you'll be included in your membership. These tools, I think, are going to separate us from every other company out there. And again, we want to stay in the trading space. Obviously, we're all passionate about digital products, and this is just something that's just going to fortify our product offerings. Under resources, so community, this is going to be fully built out as well, and it's coming soon. But this is where you're going to see the heat maps. People on your team can gather there. It's basically like Telegram and Facebook all rolled into one, but it's a private community. So you guys don't have to wonder if it's really me talking to you on Telegram. There's so much spam in social media platforms. And because of the crypto space, I didn't want to take any risks with that. So we built our own community. So that way we can all stay together and know that everybody in there is a verified member, right? We'll have our business presentation here. Once this is all loaded in, we'll have all the documentation. We have a training library that's coming as well that's being loaded in. We have a full crypto masterclass that's coming as well. This is just really for onboarding. All that's being, added as well. But we have a whole crypto academy that's not actually back here yet, but it will be coming soon. And this is really the heart of the crypto master classes. The academy that's coming is to take somebody that's brand spanking new, that doesn't even know how to set up a wallet, tutorials, how to set up MetaMask, how to do Coinbase, how to do crypto.com. And it's actually separated by those exchanges and wallets so that people have true tutorials on how to get started. So it takes you from beginner to expert, with expert being now you're learning strategies, what's, candlesticks, what patterns to look for, to really enhance your own self-knowledge as a trader. With our live sessions, we had one this morning with Joe Osh. I don't know if you guys got to hop on that or not, but that's going to be included into the membership as well. Um, he charges $6,000 to mentor people. I hope you guys, over the next 4 or 5 weeks that he's doing his masterclass, take note because he does extremely well trading. He's traded for 11 years and he believes in our mission and our vision and wants to come teach us the things that he knows. We also have Theo. Theo's going live every Wednesday, I believe. So, we'll be building libraries based on their trainings as well. Okay, our webinar will be loaded up in here so you can see the weekly presentation. I'll be doing them every week, and if I'm traveling, you'll get a replay from the week before using our ZStream software. I do travel a lot, so, I am going to, do as many of these live, obviously, as I can. And then support. Support will be a whole different experience. You can contact support here. We have actually the most amazing customer support module that we've built, which is a complete ticketing system as well. So you guys will be able to, you know, get your questions answered much faster. In terms of the support on the legacy bot, that will still be with our original founders. All the products that you see here in this ecosystem will be supported by my team. So I think that's good to know that we do have two separate customer support teams, but moving forward, things will be much cleaner, much easier moving forward. So you'll get to see your order history here. Everything is all documented. KYC, we're implementing right here. And then you have your dashboard as well. So you guys, what we're building is a true vehicle for success, and I hope you guys can understand that I wouldn't have invested what I have invested in this company if I didn't believe in it, if I didn't believe that we had a future. If I was here to make quick money and leave, I didn't need money to begin with, you guys. I've already had owned a company for the last 11 years. It's not that, I really believe that this is a big missing piece in our industry. And I do feel like we are pioneering technology that hasn't been super, I guess, done right in the public. And I want to bring that technology to people because it is life changing. And yes, we do have a temporary setback. We're at the very beginning, you guys. I hope you know that. We're at the very beginning of this. And there are to be road bumps, along the way. There are to be setbacks along the way. I asked myself the last 2 days, what would Bob do? My mentor, Bob Proctor, in fact, I have his book right here that he personally gave me from his own library. This book is from, like very early 1900, 1915, I think, is when this was produced. He gave me this book from his library because he saw something special in me. He wanted to mentor me because of the energy that I brought, I guess, to him. And I asked myself, what would Bob do in this situation? And you know what he would tell me? He would tell me to read this. He would tell me to keep my mind on the vision, to not be detoured by doubt or fear or, circumstance. Because truthfully, we create our own circumstances. We do. And in many ways, we created this circumstance too. But with the forethought that I had coming into this company, I knew that I was going to build a yacht, like I knew I was going to build more than just a life raft, but some like an amazing vehicle that's going to be here for years and years to come. So, you guys, just to be quite frank and honest, I didn't need the stress. I didn't need the money. I'm here out of the genuine, love I have for people and for our industry and for the technology that we have put together. So I am on your side. I'm not going anywhere. And I just hope you guys can hold, for the next up to 60 days. If we're talking crypto, we're holding right now, right? So, um, I hope that you can feel my sincerity. I know it's Zoom, but I look forward to meeting many of you guys down the road, hopefully at our events. Speaking of the events, the Thailand event is going to be canceled. I will be allowing refunds, of course. No issues on that. or you can choose to instead come to our Vegas event and use your ticket to be credited for that. So the Vegas event is still on in the first week of May. And so that's the update on that. We will have formal communications going out on that as well. And that's really the end of all my updates. Still looking at some of your questions. Again, I want to give you guys just the opportunity to feel heard. Like obviously, if I could foresaw this coming, I would have reached out much sooner. So let me just check any last minute questions here. Which bots will the company use to make up for the loss? The NFT bot, because it is higher performing, a higher frequency trading bot that has been performing very well. So that's what we're going to be using. In the next 60 days, we'll be obviously launching a self-custody version that is going to be, I think a relief for some of us, and some of us, may not be interested at all. I have a lot of NFT questions. Again, you guys, I can't really answer all of those at the moment. I would prefer their team to do that call. So there'll be more information on that coming ahead, and I'll let you guys know when that call is going to be. So we're going to have the creators, the tech developers do that call. So you guys can ask as many questions as you want to your heart's content, and they'll give us a walkthrough on how everything works as well. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And, from the bottom of my heart, I do apologize, and I wish that things were different, but I am hopeful for the future. I'm excited for the future, and I'm holding on to that as we build out the most amazing infrastructure going into 2026 and beyond. So thank you guys for hopping on, and I will see you guys all back in our leadership chat. And more emails are coming out in communication of all this as well. So thank you guys, and see you guys soon.
Recording stopped.